Hi guys, Anna, Alchemist of the Arts here. Welcome to my channel. Whether you are new or whether you are returning, welcome. It is wonderful to have you here and joining me for this reading today. I wanted to do some super quick messages about what you might expect in your next chapter. The general themes. I will do a more in-depth reading on this, but we're going to be looking at the themes you can expect in your next chapter. As a reminder, importantly, this is a collective reading, so not all messages may resonate with you. Take only what does, leave what doesn't. If you'd like a personal reading, they are available. All of my information and my official links are in the description box below. Now, we've had, as a community, lots of problems with scammers over WhatsApp, over Instagram, via DMs. Please note that only my official links are available below. Anything else is not me, and you can only purchase readings through my website or through Etsy. Right, that said, take as long as you need to tune in with these piles. There's 3 pieces of artwork today. These are all prints of artwork that I've painted. They're all available in my store. I'll go through them one by one, and feel free to pause the video if you need to take your time to choose your pile. You might be drawn to more than one as well, which is absolutely okay. There might be multiple messages for you. So, for pile number 1, we have Manas. This is a single rune from the Elder Futhark, which represents most simply the self and mankind. For pile number 2, we have the alchemy of intention into aligned action. And you can't really see the colours of this piece, but it is beautiful. And for pile number 3, we have the removal of negative energy. So, take the time you need, pause if you need, and all of the timestamps will be in the description box below. I'll see you in your reading. Take care. Hi there, pile number 1. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You chose the Manas artwork today. So this next chapter could be very much looking at yourself, looking at where you're headed, looking at where you're going. Very much focused on what you are building, what you're creating. I mean life that you're creating. It doesn't have to be creativity. I mean the life that you are creating for yourself. So I'm going to start with the runes. This can be quite noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, I would just take them off just for a moment. Pile 1, please. One that landed on my lap. And as ever, I'm going to take any that land face down and remove them. We're not going to be using them for the purpose of the reading. I'll draw some cards as well. There's another one there I missed. I'll just arrange these into a grid. Yes. Okay, just shift them up a little bit so you can see. Okay, you're moving away from a time where you felt like you've not been able to move on or move forwards through something. Raido and Lagus in the reverse here tell me that there has been something holding you back. So maybe this previous chapter, there has been a feeling like something's keeping you stuck. Something's been holding you back. Maybe you've wanted to move on from something, but you couldn't. Beneath it, we have this promise of a new beginning. And this new beginning is definitely self-centric. However, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. We have to understand ourselves in order to understand our relationship to everything in the cosmos around us. With Canas in the reverse, Ingvars and Fehu, I would say this is a time to focus on looking for those answers within you. There could have been challenges with health, with mental health. There could have been challenges with self-belief, with motivation for some of you. And it feels like you're taking this next chapter. There is some kind of drawing a line in the sand here. There is this energy, this uprising within you. We've got Nauthies, Turisas, Hagalas, and Sovila at the very bottom. There is this energy of discontent, something that has risen up within you. I'm getting for some of you, there could have been an opportunity, maybe a love relationship that either ended or passed you by. And for some reason, I feel like you've been unduly harsh on yourself with this, and you've blamed yourself. For others of you, it could have been missing out on something. Regardless of the situation, it feels like this has been a catalyst for you. With Savilo and Hagalaz, this feels like this is a catalyst for you, something that is now driving you forwards. You didn't speak your piece on something, and it's not that we always need to speak our piece, but it feels like you held yourself back. You kept yourself small. Maybe you were in a situation where you kept yourself small. But this next chapter is about you realizing your strength and your power. We have Urus and Manas here. Manas is the same rune as is on the artwork. Now, Urus and Manas have both come out slightly, not fully in the upright position in Max Dave. Now, this is saying to me, for some reason, occasionally you doubt your strength. With Fehu in the same position, you doubt strength and your worth. This next chapter is about letting go of these old ideas, these old visions or versions of self, these things that have kept you stuck and stopped you moving forwards. For some of you, you could be telling yourself that you're not healed enough or you're not good enough yet. You're being told that if you wait for that sense of I'm perfect now, so I am ready, you could be waiting for a long time. You're perfect and ready exactly as you are. You're deserving exactly as you are. You do not have to change yourself in order to start going after your dreams. Now, in some ways, yes, we're constantly changing. We're constantly growing. And that is very much a part of this experience of spirituality, of a spiritual awakening. We go through these cycles where we do change and we do evolve. But I feel like this is you recognizing that, yes, there may be changes that you need to make in your life. Maybe breaking patterns, habits, maybe addictions, maybe the implementation of new habits that really benefit you. And I feel like for some of you, not taking any more nonsense off particular people or groups of people. It could be a boss, it could have been a partner, it could have been an ex-partner. With Urus and Manas, these two are really saying to me, it's like you're finding some fight and some bite within you, not to be rude to anybody else, but to know your worth, to know where you're not going to be pushed around, because you don't deserve that. And you deserve to be treated well right now. Really interesting energy. Let's get some cards for you. See what other messages want to come through. This is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I just want one or two cards, please. Okay, that one's gone flying. I will get that. And we'll get the bottom of the deck. Okay. This is the card that flew out. You've really been holding yourself back, or you could have held yourself back before. Again, it's this same message, not feeling like you were good enough or worthy enough to have this dream, this desire, not to follow it, to put it into action. We've got perception and desire in the reverse. So this is about how we see things, how we see the world, how we see ourselves within the world, and how we define our place within it. This is where this next chapter is all about you recognizing your value, your power, the pearls of wisdom that you have gained, everything that you've been through, everything that you've learned, and realizing and recognizing that rather than all of these experiences having taken away from you, they're adding to this beautiful backstory. And all of those things, they do not define you. None of them define you, but they've given you a richness to your character, a depth to your understanding, to your empathy, that's allowing you to really and truly become who you are and who you were destined to be able to follow these desires and to be able to put things into action now. I'm just getting this feeling like you've been holding yourself back for such a long time. And this time, this is about you. This time is about you. Right. How does this next chapter look, please? Okay. I'm going to try and arrange these so you can see them all. We've got Petra on the bottom of the deck. This is you taking a chance on you. We've got Lagus in the reverse again. Evas, Othala, Ansuz, Bjerkan, Yera. Beautiful, beautiful runes here. This is the Viking Oracle deck. Lagus in the reverse. There is something you are holding yourself back with. It could be a notion of feeling like you are not fully healed or not healed enough yet. Maybe it's not ready enough yet. Or because we have Petra here, and Othala, there is this sense of destiny. Something that you feel with answers, something that you feel, something that you sense. There is this greater sense of destiny, of something you were meant to do, something you were here to do. With Lagus in the reverse and Pethro, you might not see every single step of how this journey will plan out. For some of you, I'm getting real strong and Virgo and Sagittarius energy. That's just something I'm feeling. You might feel like because you cannot plan out the steps of this journey, because you cannot see the entire journey ahead of you, this is a sign that it's a no-go. And what I'm actually getting here, there is this sense of destiny. You receive the wisdom, these impulses to act with Sovilo and Nauthiz in the runes and then Ansuz here. You get this rising passion or inspiration, the dream that just doesn't let you go. It comes up and it sparks your passion for life again. You begin to feel alive again, begin to feel animated once more, and you feel the growth, you feel the richness of what is to be. But for some reason, because there is this not being able to see how it all happens, it's almost like you might have closed the door on that or told yourself, I can't, it won't happen, it's not supposed to, these kinds of things. And actually you're being called to trust. With Lagus and Bjerkan here, this is a call to trust. Yera means everything works in cycles. This next chapter, this next cycle, this next year maybe for some of you, this next phase, you are going to transform. You are going to transform your life. Things are not going to look the same. For some of you, this, rather than, sort of following a dream, this is more about love and more about personal relationships and connections. This might be it for only one or two of you. It could be a side theme to the overall message. It kind of is all encompassing because our worth, our value and our perception of ourselves does obviously play a role in our relationships. But for some of you, there is this idea, there could be somebody from the past that you're almost stuck upon. And this person may not have been forthcoming. And for some reason, it's like this idea, and this could have been a job opportunity too with the Evas card. If that one thing hasn't happened, you're telling yourself it's never going to happen. And it's this fixed idea of thinking. I'm getting Capricorn energy too. It's a fixed idea of thinking, seeing things a specific way. It can only be this way. It can only be this person. And actually what you're being told is to allow things to flow a little bit more. Take some of the pressure off yourself in having to control it. Allow fate, the universe, the cosmos, the norms, whoever it is for you, allow them to work on your behest. Allow them to work for you. Allow these seeds to grow, because you do not know exactly what it will manifest. But the pursuit of this dream is important. And with Pethro here, there is a lot of chance. There is a lot of things that can come to be. There's almost this sense of you might need to roll the dice, to roll your hand, to put yourself out there in some kind of ways, to go for that opportunity without the guarantee of success, because nothing ventured, nothing gained. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful. We just have to be kind of okay with trying our chances and knowing that even if this one opportunity says no, that door doesn't open, it's okay, because there will be others. There will be others. Nothing can stand in the way of you and your destiny. Nothing. Animal guardian, trust your instincts. Definitely trust those intuitive nudges. Trust the messages, the dreams that are coming through. I'm going to have to find that card. Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. Now, this Lagus in the reverse is a rune of water. I see it as a rune of alchemy, simply for the as a modern personal interpretation, because water has the ability to transform into different forms, from solid to liquid to gas, and still remain the same. Life calls upon us sometimes to go with the flow. Other times we can be frozen and still. Other times we might have to really, just release what is weighing us down and allow ourselves to shift and change. I would definitely listen to the messages that come through. Trust that gut feeling. If something feels right for you, trust it. If something doesn't feel right for you, trust it. But also, there is this sense of tuning into your higher wisdom and recognizing where maybe anxious thinking is holding us back. Or especially if you feel like you're overstretching, it could be that these are the thoughts we're transforming. I'm literally getting like, reach for the stars, because you can do this. Whatever it is you're dreaming of and you want to do, just keep moving forwards. This next chapter is all about you finding yourself, knowing yourself, loving yourself, and moving forwards towards the future you want. Pile number 1, I better go. But thank you for being here, sending you all my love, and I will see you in another reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile number 2. If you were drawn to this pile and this is your reading, you were drawn to the Alchemy of Intention into Aligned Action card today. This one is a pretty big energy. This is all about recognizing our inner power, our inner strength, our dreams, wishes, ambitions, applying that with our intention into action that is aligned, serving our highest good, and also tuning into our intuition. So this is a big energy, and it feels like one of self-recognition and self-mastery for you. I'm going to go in with the runes. As a reminder, this is a collective reading. Personal readings are available should you wish for one. They're only available to buy on my website and Etsy, and please be mindful of scammers and fake accounts, not just of me, but other readers as well. Okay. The runes can be quite noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, I would just take them off. Okay, we've had a load fall to the floor. Let me just find those. I'm going to have to pause the reading just to find that one. Okay, guys, sorry about that. That took some finding. Ingvar's here went right behind some boxes that I have down there, and we have answers in reverse too. So I'm going to remove any that are landed face down. We're not going to use them for the purpose of the reading, and everything else I will arrange into a grid. Okay. Yeah, this time is all about you trusting in your inner power, trusting in recognizing your power, your strength, your ability to manifest, your ability to direct your intention and to use that usefully within your life, recognizing that there is a blend of, sorry, I'm just going to adjust the camera. Life requires of us a blend of feminine and masculine energy, of taking action, but also expressing those dreams to our higher self, to higher consciousness, to whatever it is that you believe in that can assist us upon our path. Now, Some of you could have recently ended a relationship, something that marked the end of a cycle. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a personal relationship. It could be cutting ties with some toxic people in your life from your past that no longer felt aligned with the life that you were wanting to build and create for yourself. For some of you, you could have undergone a spiritual awakening or some kind of major realization about life, about what you want to do, about the person that you want to be. And this has caused you to really let go of some things here with Athala and Isa in this position. You kind of let go of, or are in the process of letting go of what no longer serves you. This next chapter is about you clearly defining what is going to be a part of your life and what can no longer come forwards with you. Now, this doesn't have to be an immediate one-time thing. I think that this is, because we've got Bjarkan and Petra here, with Yera above, Manas, this is about you recognizing, using your intuition, using those gut feelings, using the feedback you get through your body, through the sensations that you feel, whether something makes you feel anxious or whether it makes you feel peaceful, whether that's people or situations, whether you feel secure in something, whether something makes you feel triggered. And, as a highly sensitive person, sometimes people, places, situations can leave us feeling really jangled. It can leave our nervous systems really dysregulated. And sometimes we cannot see a cognitive, a logical reason why that might be happening. But there is something about a person's energy signature. There is something about the way they're speaking, which is triggering something from the past. And it's not to say that we live our lives governed by these past experiences, but it does feel really important to recognize where these feelings might be coming up and being able to discern. I think discernment is the word here, whether that feels aligned for us now, or whether it feels like it's time to release it, whether it's telling us, whether it's giving us some sort of nudge about our intuition, about something that might be trying to keep us from something, or whether it's trying to guide us towards something else. As one door closes, another one opens, and your intuition is the key. Sometimes higher consciousness, a higher self, the norms, they have a way of closing doors which we absolutely would have sworn blind were for us. We would have said that was the one thing that we wanted. And for some reason, it doesn't open. But I do in the reverse here. And it can leave us thinking, why? Why? And it can feel so upsetting and frustrating. But you were literally being guided to say, do you know what? Sometimes rejection is divine protection. Sometimes that door is closed because what you can't see is the energy that you were going to expend going through it is going to prevent you from opening this other one. And this is where you really want to be. And it's a complete mystery sometimes how these things work. But I'm just being told it's like you learning to trust in your intuition, regardless of gender. It's that feminine energy within trying to guide you, and also reconnecting with your inner guidance system, which you might have felt closed off from for some time with Ansu's in reverse. You're being called to look within yourself. Definitely with Kenaz and Manas. Now, we had very similar runes out for pile number 1. You might feel drawn to both. You could have felt drawn to both. You might want to watch both if you have the time. But definitely, what I'm getting here is you are going to be guided. You were going to be guided, but it might not be in the way you were expecting. Sometimes the guidance... excuse me, sorry. Sometimes the guidance comes in the form of something looking like it's being taken away, like a door's being closed, like you didn't get the thing that you really wanted. But you're being told to trust here, to trust that there is something better. And for some of you, there might have been this tendency to feel victimized against when something didn't happen. And for some of you, my throat chakra is like completely closed up and I'm just getting like screaming. You could get this real feeling of like, why me? Why is this happening? And I'm literally being told here, if you find yourself going there in that moment, if you can pull your energy back in that moment and come back into a feminine energy, a constructive feminine energy where you think to yourself, no, do you know what? I know this is going to work out. Visualize, even if it's just for a moment, that future that you want. Just allow your mind to go there. And it feels, this is a huge part of how we align with and manifest that future, how we create it, how we bring ourselves into alignment with that doorway. So if something, I know this is really easy for me to say, and believe me, this is actually quite a challenging reading. It feels like you've got a lot of, it feels like there could be some unexpressed anger or situations that have happened where you feel angry. But what I'm being told is this next chapter, you're being told to trust that what is coming is far greater than what you perceive you have lost. I think that's the key message for you. Let's get some, just 1 or 2 cards from the Dreams of Gaia. Choice. Oh, I tell you what, I think that's probably I love this. I love this. Body and mind, and the Ace of Swords, and you've got the Choice card. Now look, for all of my talking of doorways closing, doorways opening, you do have choice, you do have free will, you do have the power to make decisions and to choose which path you're going to take. And the universe may well sometimes step in, yes, and redirect you, I want to say. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get to where you want to go. We've got a golden apple here, which speaks to me of you doing so. For some of you, stop questioning that you're running out of time because of age or anything else. You're not running out of time. Somebody needs to hear that message. It's not too late. But really tune in to this, the sensations of your body, to the subtle energies within your body when you are working with your intuition, or when you get that sixth sense about something, because I feel like you're going to see something with clarity. And even if you might not use the words intuition, you know, or I'm listening to my intuition, maybe those aren't words that you'd use, but what I'm getting here is, you know, those feelings that you get when you're like, oh no, this doesn't feel right, or this looks perfect but actually I've got a really bad feeling about this, or you know, it's learning to trust that as feels right for you. Let's get these two. We've got Fehu in the reverse and Tiras. Yeah. For some of you, there could have been issues with finances. Somebody could have cheated you out of something in some way. Yeah, we've got Freya, Ragnarok, and the Well of Weird. Yeah. You could feel like somebody cheated you out of something, cheated you out of money, cheated you out of an opportunity. It could have been then this ending that triggered this feeling of loss. What I'm being told here is finding that warrior spirit from within, that strength, that beautiful, I mean, Freya is one of my favourite goddesses because she's the goddess of love. She's the goddess of beauty, and she's also the goddess of warriors and connected to the Valkyrie and all kinds of seriously badass things. You can be both. You can be a lover and have a warrior spirit that just doesn't give up. This loss is going to be righted, and it might not be righted in the way that you expected, but this next chapter brings you new beginnings. I really had to search for that Ingvar's rune that fell on the floor. It was hidden, and Ingvar's is all about new beginnings. It's all about seeds being planted. okay? The Well of Weird here sits at the base of Yggdrasil. It contains the wisdom of all. You might not see the new beginning. You might not see the potential. You might not see how things are going to work out right now. But you're being told to trust pile number 2, that good things are coming, that you will have your new beginning, and you might not see the how. You might not know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm being literally, they're saying, like, you need to trust in this feminine energy of being able to manifest regardless of gender. It's not about gender. That feminine energy is about the direction of your will within the psychic realms, the psychic dimensions, without forcing in the 3D world, in your physical reality. It's trusting that the universe, the cosmos, the norns, the weavings of the norns, they're working in your favor. It's trusting in that and not losing hope in that. Even if you don't feel like you know the way things are going. And let's just get one more card for you. Okay, you got 3. You got Odin guidance, Typhon anger, rage, Vulcan inventiveness. Yeah, you could be feeling really angry about this past situation, but you're going to recognize that you have got way more going for you than you can see right now. There is more unfolding than you can recognize in this moment. And when we cannot see how it's all going to go, sometimes we have to trust and keep moving forwards day by day. Keep taking those small actions. Keep doing what you can do. Be inventive with your resources if you need to stretch. You know, there is always a way of doing things that you want to do, but I promise you, pile number 2, your new beginning is coming. This chapter is all about your new beginning. Thank you for being here, and it's been a pleasure to read for you. This is big energy, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another reading, pile number 2. Take care. Hi, pile number 3. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. I already know if you chose this card. This is no nonsense. Like, you're not messing about. This is the removal of negative energies. It covers curses, hexes, things directed towards us, people that would seek to harm us or to not wish us the best. But also just those toxic energies around us, the experiences that we could have had. This is no nonsense. You are not messing about, and I'm excited to read for you. As a reminder, this is a collective reading. If you would like a personal reading, they are available. All of my official links are below. Please don't engage with anybody that messages you for a reading, because there is a lot of scammers and imposters out there, not just of me, but other readers too. So only use the official links if you would like a personal reading. I'm going to start with the runes. This is quite noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, I would just take them off for a moment. Okay, and I will remove anything. So interesting. Anything that's landed face down. We had Haglaz go all the way out this way. Okay. First message, pile number 3. Nobody can take your power from you unless you believe that they can take it and you are giving that away to them. Now that can be a bit of a strong message. Not everybody likes to hear that. But I also get this really innate stubbornness here. Like, whatever you've been going through, you're not quitting. Even if you feel like you want to, you're not. And you know you're not. It's like that moment, I'm getting scenes from like Rocky or something, just when you think it's like over and done and the referee or whoever it is doing the final count. It's like you're getting up on that 9, you're getting up and you are going again, because you know this is not done and you are not going to let whatever this is this negative influence from your past, this negative energy, whatever's been trying to hold you back in any which way, whatever you perceive might have been trying to hold you back, you're not going to let it anymore. Definitely with Hagalaz and Gibu here, Isa Biarkan, do not give whatever this negative influence is your power. You are greater than it. Whatever it is, whoever it is that tried to hurt you, they did not succeed. And yes, we are left with the scars and the aftermath of what has happened. However, Gibu is recognizing that you are getting up. You're doing this. You're not quitting. It's like something that you really thought, for some of you, I'm really getting the strong message. You just didn't think you had it in you to get up and to try again. Whatever it is, whatever this disappointment may have been, this past chapter could have been really, really hard on you. But there is something, and you are getting back to your feet. You are divinely protected by your ancestors. You have got a whole load of it's like it's all there. You might have been so focused on surviving, getting through what you've been getting through. Spiritual practices, it might not be something that you do, but it's like these people are there. There are resources there that you can call upon, that you can connect to, your higher self. You're being guided on a path by your higher self. This next chapter is all about you picking yourself up. It's about you believing in your worth again, to get up and to do what it is that you want to do. For some of you, this is about having the strength to heal. It's about choosing to heal after going through something incredibly difficult. And my heart just goes out to you because I can feel the density of what it is. And some of you, this has been excruciatingly painful and difficult. And it's almost like you oscillate between knowing what you want to do and just, it feels your drive or your motivation sometimes may suffer, but no, there is no perfection. Pile number 3. There is no perfect life. Nobody feels incredible or motivated all the time, not every single moment of the day. We've got to remember that people make incredible livings by showing the highlight reels of their lives on social media, of presenting in a certain way. And this is just saying to you, it's okay to be where you are. Okay? Because it feels like you've got this real fighting spirit and you're going to get up and you're going to try again. You're going to overcome what it is that tried to hold you back. This next chapter could come after an incredibly difficult chapter. And it almost feels like you're writing the end of that old chapter. And maybe it's the hope of this new chapter that's keeping you going. There's a very similar theme throughout these piles here, and it's almost like in sequence. So you might have felt drawn to different readings, and if you are, then definitely I would recommend going back and watching whichever one you were called to. But it feels like they're going in sequence. With this one, it feels like you could have been really going through it. And this does feel connected to other people, but it doesn't feel like just one situation that might have knocked you down. It feels like you've been repeatedly knocked down, but you are repeatedly getting back up. And pile number 3, that's the first thing that you need to celebrate. Shifting that mindset into celebrating. If you got out of bed this morning and you were willing to try, that's worthy of celebrating, And I know some people will be like, what? But no, if you've been in that dark place, if you've been at rock bottom and sometimes it's celebrating those small wins because you know what it took to get you there. You are going to find your strength. This next chapter, you find your strength. You are redefining your value. You are putting that energy into action. And piece by piece, day by day, you're growing, you're changing. You're going to realize the blessing of whatever this situation was. At some point, it might not feel like it now, and you might not even like hearing that. But at some point, you're going to realize that this place, you know, it taught you perhaps some of the biggest life lessons. And this next chapter, I just want to say, it's like moving on. You're getting up, you're not quitting, and you're moving on. You're going to move on, and you're going to build and rebuild for you. Let's get one or two from the Dreams of Gaia. I'm not taking all of those, just one or two, please. Yeah, okay. Emotionally, you could have felt like things have really weighed upon you. Like this situation, whoever it was, whether this was connected to other people or to work or opportunities that just, you know, ships that just didn't keep coming in. You're reaching the end of a very, very difficult emotional cycle. And whatever has been holding you back, it's almost like it feels like a kind of an emotional numbness. So there could have been depression or, you know, just a real heaviness about life where it was just very mechanical and you've just had to do things or not been able to do things, but literally survive. And it feels like this is shifting. This man wears the yoke, but he has the lock around his neck, but he also has the key. This is about you healing. This is about you recognizing that you have the key to unlock, to release yourself once again. Doesn't mean that you have to do it alone. Doesn't mean it happens overnight. It's a process. All of us have a healing process that we go through. And even if you feel like you've you know, a person seems to be at the point of everything being, you know, so I'm sorry, I'm just getting this in case you're comparing yourself to others. Things can look perfect when we're looking through them of a lens of social media or something like that, but it doesn't mean that they are. You know this truth in your heart, and you have the key to unlock this heart again, to unlock your passion for living, for life. And again, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. You might not have felt like you've had much to give to anybody or to anything. But this next chapter is really about this. This is going to become a part of your past. And that's really difficult when it's part of the present. But there is such a tenacity in this energy that I'm feeling. It's just like I'm not quitting, even if I want to. Even on those days where I really, really want to, I will not quit. Yeah. The really important thing is finding ways. There could be patterns, cycles. Yeah. I'm going to get one more before I clarify this. There could be patterns and cycles that you go through. It could be connected to people. It could be conversations. It could be a particular job or people that you're interacting with, or just interacting with social media. Witnessing the same accounts over and over, that's making you question yourself, that's making you doubt yourself by comparison. And I'm literally being told this is a time to stop that. Ayvaz can speak of death and endings. It's not, you know, literal death, but the death of an old way of being, the ending of a cycle. It also calls us to dig deep into our roots and to recognize who we really are. Anything that is making you feel less than, it's really, this is a time to be aware of those and to release them, to release what's holding you back and preventing you from moving forwards. Okay, I'm just going to have to pick up that card. And the Well of Weird again. There is definitely crossover with all of the piles today, so you might feel called to more than one. And I would definitely, if you are, go back and watch them, or all of them, whichever feels right for you. There is so much unseen, so much that is written, so much that is destined. An entire life can change. You know, there is so many quotes out there that speak of the life changes that we can create. And the best time to start is today. In a year's time, life will be unrecognizable. It's about building those habits, so that even on our bad days, we know that there's one thing that we can do. It could be picking laundry up off the floor. It could be doing the washing up. It could be writing a page for the book that you're wanting to write. Whatever it is, little by little, building in those habits, making that progress. You might not see it every single day, but it doesn't mean that it isn't happening. Pile number 3. This is really about you clearing away old negative influences. That could be patterns, that could be addictions, it could be people, it could be relationships, jobs. Emotions are running high. Yes, they have been. And you could be in the middle of this difficult cycle, but there is hope here that in this next chapter, what you're getting is this new sense of freedom where you get to choose. You begin to build the life that you want and not the one that you feel like you've always had to have. If that makes sense to you. Prosperity lies ahead. There is definitely this sense of newness, and it's like rebirth energy. Manifestation, yeah. You were definitely bringing more into, you got, that one says prosperity as well. More prosperous times lie ahead, but it feels like whatever has been, you can't take with you. You can't carry it with you. I can't take all of those, but we've got challenges, contemplation, releasing, galactic guidance. Definitely tune into your higher self, meditate, find gentle ways to overcome the difficult days, the difficult emotions. You are building a life that you truly want, something that is prosperous, something that is comfortable in a way that you've never experienced before. And this next chapter is, I mean, all these piles definitely have a crossover, but this is about you overcoming the past to move forwards in the way that you want. Pile number 3, I hope this reading assisted you. Just sending you all my love and thank you for being here. I'll see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.